I have made some progress with my new floor. So this, what you see from the threshold over to where you see the nasty old carpet is what I did in a day. So day one consisted of getting the dresser out of the room, and but before that I had to fix that lower drawer, which you should see in a earlier video. So that had to come out, and then ripping out the old nasty carpet and taking care of the splices here that were custom made to put the carpet in to begin with. So that had to come out. This current corner over here, that wasn't bearing any weight, so that was just to unscrew it and take it out, and then continue on ripping out the carpet until we got over in this section, and these two uprights, these are bearing a lot of weight, so I had to jack everything up to and find a jacking point, and I used a bottle jack to find whatever I could get a hold of and jack these two pieces up so I could get the old carpet out from under them and just release the pressure and let these two just rest on the floor. So that was a chore, and then the chore of having to custom cut the flooring around them. I have to do uh, this part right here. I got to put a new little piece in there because when I jacked it up, a couple of things, it moved over a little bit. So I didn't have enough room to put my tempered glass chair mats in place because when I measured it, the distance between that post and that post behind the battery was the width of this mat perfectly. So when I jacked it, it got moved a little bit. So a couple of whacks with a hammer, and I moved that over. So the end result is my little piece that I cut in there needs to be a little bit bigger, and that's just sort of hanging out in there. There's nothing attaching to it. So, like I said, stage one consisted of going from the threshold here, going all the way over there, and custom. That's where all my cut pieces are on on that side of the wall, and all continue on behind the microscope, and continuing on behind all that junk. And pretty much the floor stops right where this post is for a starting point. And then as we pan over here, this is where I ended off for the day one project, and just to support the glass chair mats because there's two of them in here. So there's this one, and then this one I'm sitting on, and then I just to finish it off, before I gotta go into stage two, which is moving out the dryer, which is perched up on blocks because nothing is level in this house, especially in this room. The floor joists underneath the wall have separated from the wall, and it's a non-bearing weight wall, so this floor has been sinking well past before I have been placed on this earth. It was never fixed or try to be propped up or anything, so it just continues on sinking, and it'll come to the point where it'll stop. But anyway, continuing on, now stage 2 will consist of getting the dryer out of here, or just moving it out of the way, and cutting the carpet at the front of the freezer, and then continuing on with the hardwood. So then after that, I can put the dryer back and all the other junk, and then I can work on stage 3, which is moving the freezer to a spot where I can work around it. And then I got to take care of this splice. As you can see, there's a splice there, and it goes all the way toward the back. So that's just held on with screws and a couple of plates on the front and the back, and there's a couple of spines. There's 2 spines back there that sort of hold that together. I'll have to see how much weight that is bearing, so if it's not bearing much weight, I'll just do what I did over here on this splice and just, let it do. And yeah, everything is ugly and dirty, and I should have painted everything or at least cleaned everything up, but I really don't give a damn. So, because it's an old house, and there's not really much to see, and there's it's not like this is a Taj Mahal here, and there's very little activity going on around here. There's very little visitations or anything like that. So, this is pretty much the house of man. So, things get dirty, and if things get cleaned once a year, that's a lot to be said. So, and then as I was saying, they're getting the freezer out of here and getting the splices taken care of, and getting the rest of the hardwood floor in. And then, of course, the freezer itself, that's sitting on the front of the legs are sitting on a block to level it. I think there's a 2x4 under there. Could be a little bit more, but no matter. So once the floor meets the front of the freezer, and then I can use the hardwood floor sliders to slide that out of here without damaging the new floor. Of course, the glass mats will have to be pulled up for temporary measures. And then I can finish the floor and slide the freezer back in its little hidey hole there, and consider this project done. And then, since this room is on a slant, I have a small problem with the chair. Is once you get it rolling, even if you're sitting on it, it keeps going. So I did go ahead and buy another chair, because the lift cylinder is starting to get a little weak. And it's not like I use that lift cylinder to any degree. It's just that over time it gets tired. So it's every couple of days it starts sinking, so you got to reset it. But no matter. I got another chair coming. And I looked around to see, about wheels. So since it's a new chair, they usually come with a standard type of wheel, the plastic wheel there. But I don't want regular wheels like that can, so just in case I do decide to, if I go off-road here, I don't want to chip the edge of the glass here. Try to keep that intact as much as possible. So I bought off of Amazon. They got these special wheels. They're kind of like a rollerblade wheel. They got ball bearings in them, and I have them here. And the ball bearings apparently be are filled to the top with grease. So they're a little more stiffer until the grease wears in. But it should for the time being, keep the chair from rolling unintentionally, because it don't take much to get this rocking and rolling to get it going in the direction you don't want to be in. So until the chair comes, which is probably another week or so, what I do is I come up to where I want to be, and then I kind of like either go to the left or go to the right, and it'll lock the chair in place so you don't roll all over the place. So other than that, that's all I really have to report for at this point. I'll show everything up when I'm all done, but overall the project has been a success, and it looks a lot better to have a nice new hardwood floor. And didn't run into any major hassles. Really, the only hassle I had here was the threshold here. The kitchen floor here is higher than the base floor, the subfloor for this floor. So there was probably about a gap, about that much of a drop too. So what is here is this comes level, and then there was kind of like a little step here, and it had a bull nose on the front of it. So, just to keep the sharp edge off of it. So when I put this first piece in, I figured that maybe there'll be like a little ramp here, and it would maybe have enough give to when I screwed this down, this threshold plate, that would be kind of like a nice transition. But on this corner, this side here was pretty much flush, but on this side it was really steep. So when I put this plank in, and it was a one piece, and when I screwed this down, it just about promptly broke the tongue and groove off this part here. Luckily it didn't damage this part. So I had to take that back off, and I had to do a little modification, with a zip saw and a circular saw, and just shave this down a little bit, that subfloor, and then just put a new plank in. So now everything is good. So now the floor is happy, the threshold's happy, and I'm happy. So that's that. And then I don't know how many years that old carpet has been in there, but let me tell you, I emptied the upright vacuum at least 6 times. I mean, it was just absolutely disgusting how much dirt carpet holds. And of course the subfloor, it's kind of like a particle board, and that was starting to disintegrate, from the dust in the chair wheels grinding the dirt into the subfloor, and it was disintegrating. So I would imagine I'd be filling up the vacuum cleaner at least 2 more times to just to do that little section. So that's that for this video. We'll see you on the next video when this project is complete, and then I'll have a new video of retiring this chair and assembling a brand new one. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.